Professor Yermak, and you're you reek of integrity and you don't like to make predictions, but I want to ask if there's any predictions you'd be willing to make. If Bitcoin end of year, do you see it, if you had to pick higher, lower, or the same, any gut for it right now?
My gut from day one has been that this thing is incredibly overvalued. I can't believe.
Incredibly overvalued.
Yeah, and I've been wrong about this. Yeah, so don't take my advice.
But that's your gut. Your gut is it's overvalued.
Yeah, and I get asked all the time, how many Bitcoins do you own? And it's like 0. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is really, really risky. It's hard to know if something's going to go up or down, but I'm pretty comfortable predicting that the ride will be a wild one.
Right.
Because volatility has been very characteristic of these assets from day one. And there was a period of a couple of years where the volatility was trending down, but in the last year it's exploded again. And I think that this is not for the faint of heart. I think that most of the coins you see in the market will go to 0, but that's also true of most of the stocks on the stock exchange. Sooner or later, it's a question of when. There will be a few, though, that are going to be very, very successful. And if people have the insight to identify those today, they are very good investments, but very hard to know what they are.
Even if crypto and Bitcoin isn't the success tangibly that we think it might be, isn't it likely we're going to see a major erosion in value among traditional financial services firms just because of the threat?
Yeah, and the blockchain technology makes many of the people who work in these organizations unnecessary. Blockchains are a real breakthrough in record keeping. They are a self-auditing ledger. So anyone whose job is keeping track of things, and this would be most auditors, most bankers, the people at the clearinghouse on the stock exchange, I think those jobs won't exist a generation from now.
So are you bearish on financial services from a valuation standpoint?
I would not be going long these firms unless you think that they will magically transition themselves into new modern organizations, but given the regulations they face, that seems very unlikely.
And does anyone stand out as being really aggressive around? I mean, they're smart people with a lot of capital. Someone told me Bank of America was turning into, a tech firm, that they are making huge investments.
They're trying, this. Yeah. I think they've gotten far past the denial. And even at JP Morgan, where the CEO said that Bitcoin was a fraud, there's an awful lot of blockchain stuff going on in the guts of the organization. But whether they can reinvent themselves quickly enough and whether the regulators will permit this, I think is an even bigger question. And I think what is likely to happen is that financial services will be encroached upon by people like telecom industry who can get into the payments business and already have, by media companies, by people like Google and Apple and so forth, who will, like vultures, pick off the profitable parts of the business and leave the low-cost, low-margin stuff for the banks.
And what's happened to our enrollments or applications for the fintech specialization at Stern? I think I know the answer.
Yeah, there's a lot of demand. We continue to add courses and look for new faculty to teach these topics. And we're just going through the course lottery right now for next year. But I'm offering 2 sections of my course instead of 1, which it's been up till now. And I think we'll be adding more and more courses.
And the demand is there? Recruiters want to hire these kids?
Yeah, and still it's a lot of the old firms, though, they're looking to hire in these new wildcat divisions. So, JP Morgan may be recruiting software engineers and big data people as opposed to MBAs. But the recruiting profile has changed. That our biggest recruiter today is Amazon.
Yeah.
And it used to be Citi.
14 kids in my class on Tuesday night. 14 kids are going to Amazon.
And Amazon, if they're not thinking of themselves as a finance company in some way, shape, or form, are missing the point. I'm sure that they're...
but what aren't they? What kind of company aren't they at this point? Professor David Yermak, head of our fintech specialization at NYU Stern and chairs.
Great interview. I actually went through the entire thing, or pretty much the entire thing, and I'm happy to do that. It's the crypto economy, Scott Galloway, professor at NYU. Great content. So let's talk about this, the future, man. It's going to change, and blockchain is here to change it. He's obviously bearish on Bitcoin and says it's very volatile, and that's okay. I think he's wrong. I think if you are thinking of holding crypto for 2, 3, 4 years, especially a big one like Bitcoin, it will easily hit its all-time high of 20,000 again. So from his beginning thing. But the main thing I want to bring up and what I've learned from watching this is that, investing is great, but what's more important and what will make you more money in the long term if you are following crypto and you're a crypto enthusiast, is the knowledge and the ability then to go apply this into businesses and industry. So in reality, it's great to invest. It's great to go get like a Robinhood or a Coinbase account and buy some crypto. But learning about it and understanding what's profitable and then applying it to either the work that you're in or possibly finding a field like what they were mentioning, I think that's where the money's at. So I think you should continue to invest in crypto, but in reality, look for opportunities. This is the future. I mean, the fact that you're not going to need bankers, CPAs, lawyers. Well, I don't know about lawyers. Lawyers will always need, but I mean, the main thing with blockchain is going to make it more and more efficient. And the people that understand this technology are the ones that are going to be not outsourced and not automated. And the people that, want to stick to just their traditional jobs and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of it, it's very far in the future, so you're not going to have to worry. But I mean, there's an opportunity here. So it's great watching the fast money and the news and speculating and trading, buying in, buying out. But in reality, man, the best thing you can get from following this channel and on YouTube is just educating yourself and finding either a career or a business venture, whatever. I think that's where you're going to really make a lot of money, and it doesn't require any capital. It's just your time doing research, being inquisitive, being curious. And I did put my Instagram down there on the video, so if you want to ever contact me or you ever come up with any kind of ideas and you want to collaborate, I do have an MBA from USC. I'm a real estate guy. I have a good amount of real estate investments. So maybe there's something I can do to help you, or you have any questions on crypto, let me know. But I think that if you're on this channel and you're following this stuff, I think all of us will do very, very well. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with investing in crypto. It's about educating yourself and then finding opportunities, whether there's inefficiencies in other markets like banks. So that's where I think the future is. But thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you guys soon.